Hello, my name is Amanda Hugg, and I am a Society of Actuary volunteer and also a current board member. As part of the SOA Thanks volunteer video series and in celebration of Women's History Month, I have the honor of speaking with SOA member Adelaida Campos about her actuarial career and experiences gained through volunteering. She is a co-founder and immediate past president of the Organization of Latino Actuaries. Adelaida, welcome and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Amanda.
So I would love if you could just start by telling us a little bit about your background and how you became an actuary.
Yes, of course. I'm a consulting retirement actuary at Willis Towers Watson, located in Los Angeles. My full name is Adelaida Campos Valle, and I was born in Mexico City, where I studied actuarial science in the university, Universidad Anáhuac. I was lucky to find out about the profession when I was in high school. I was actually considering economics like my dad, or actuarial science, but given that I was good at math and liked solving problems, actuarial science just made sense. After I graduated, I worked 8 years in my alma mater, and in 2004, Willis Towers Watson was Watson Wyatt at the time. They were recruiting internationally. They went to Mexico City and gave me an offer to come here to work to the US as a retirement actuary. And something to note is that even though I was an actuary in Mexico, my credentials didn't transfer here to the US, so I had to take the exams. And I got my credentials here in 2011 when I became a fellow of the Society of Actuaries and an enrolled actuary.
All right, well, I love to hear that you came. I'm sorry that you had to kind of get designated again and take more exams. I'm sure that was frustrating. But I love that you're now part of all of these different volunteer organizations, including the SOA. So can you tell me about maybe one of the projects you've done with the SOA and what you learned from it and how it impacted our profession?
Yes, of course. One I would highlight recently was helping to refresh the Be an Actuary brochure. I helped with the English version, but I also helped create a Spanish version. I have found that many of the parents of the Latino students here do not speak English, and promoting the profession to them is also important. Being Latino myself, I know that it's important that we get approval and support from our parents on the path that we choose. So if they don't know about the profession, they might suggest we go a different route, right? You want to do something in math, why don't you become an accountant or an engineer? So it is important that we promote they learn about the profession also. The best part is I got to use the brochures before the pandemic. I was in Chicago for an actuarial high school day, and I was invited to present about the profession in Waukegan, Illinois, at a nonprofit called Waukegan to College, who help college-bound students. So I was there. I had the opportunity to go talk about the profession with students and their parents in English and in Spanish, distribute the brochures. And it was great because the parents were engaged. They were asking questions. And at the end, I even got a hug from one of the moms, which was very nice, right? Pre-COVID, of course. It was a great experience. And the impact, I think, will be that, there's more awareness of the profession in the Latino community and the support from the parents. That's very important.
That's awesome. I love that you did that. And I love that you could take the brochure that you worked on and put it in the hands of parents, really see the whole project from start to finish. That's so cool. So obviously you were co-founder and now immediate past president of the Organization of Latino Actuaries. So can you just tell us about the organization? What is the mission? And what have you found rewarding about the experience? And then what has been challenging?
We created OLA in 2017 to address the underrepresentation of the Latino community in the actuarial profession. Currently, about 18% of the US population identifies themselves as Latino, but only around 2% of the new credentialed actuaries are Latino. And it is not a lack of math skills. There's some barriers like low awareness. You cannot become what you cannot see. And as I mentioned, you're right, the parents could advocate against it if they don't know about it. And then say you go for it, you might not have someone to guide you through the exam process. You might fail and give up, or you might not have the financial resources to pay for the exams or the study material. And say you pass all the exams, you might not have someone to guide you through the job search process. So OLA helps with all of this. Our mission is to increase the number of Latino actuaries by promoting the profession and providing guidance, mentorship, and networking opportunities. We have scholarships, we have exam support, study material support. We have the very successful OLA Academy that helps students prepare for the recruiting process. We take students to events, to career fairs, and most importantly, we have a very strong network and community that motivate and help each other to succeed. The most rewarding part, I think, it's meeting people and meeting the candidates and getting their news when they pass an exam or when they get a job offer, an internship job offer. It really makes my day every time. And the most challenging thing I'd say is trying to convince companies to change the way they recruit. One example, for example, is hiring career changers. Career changers, they're great candidates. They have a broader view. They have exams that they have passed on their own, and they're really committed to the profession. But some companies only recruit students or very recent hires into their entry job positions. So it is a challenge for career changers. But I think as companies hire career changers and give them a chance, they are realizing how valuable they are. And in the end, this is very rewarding.
Thanks for sharing. That's a lot of great information. You're a retirement actuary, and I would love to hear about a project that you're working on and how you got involved with it.
Yes, well, we do a lot of consulting on retirement benefits at Willis Towers Watson. And most recently, companies are coming to us to help them review the retirement benefits, their 401k, health benefits, financial well-being, through an inclusion, diversity, and equity lens. So I really enjoy this because companies that are already committed to I&D, they're taking a step further, taking action in the benefit space in order to create equity for all their employees. So for example, a company might have a 401k offering and participation looks good in general. But once you review participation, balances, usage by segments like race, ethnicity, gender, you see that not all the populations participate in the same way or take advantage of all the benefits. As a Latino, sometimes I see the results from the Latino segmentation, and I understand it because I know that, you know, from our culture, there's things that we trust, things that we believe that may impact the decisions that we make. So I enjoy working on these projects because it's great to see how companies care about all their employees and they're trying to understand behaviors of the different segments and help them be better prepared for retirement. And I actually got involved in this because I've been volunteering in inclusion and diversity space, and I'm actually currently the lead of the Multicultural Inclusion Network in Los Angeles for Willis Towers Watson. So somebody came to me and thought this type of work might interest me, and it totally does. So I'm very happy working on projects like this.
That's amazing. I can hear the passion you have for that, and you're making a real difference, which is so cool to see. So given that it's Women's History Month, and we know we're not quite at 50-50 as far as the SOA members go for females and males in our profession, I'm curious, as a female, how did you find out about the profession, and were there any challenges you encountered along the way?
Well, I was very lucky. Well, first I'll talk to you about me going to university, right? Both my parents, I'm very lucky that they are both university graduates. My mom is a university graduate and she studied in the 60s. She's a dentist and she was very involved in her community. She was doing extracurricular activities, putting together the yearbook, organizing events, and even today, right? She keeps her class together and she's organizing trips in the universities and all that. So, you know, she was always a role model to me. And so going to university as a woman for me was never a question. And one thing I wanted to highlight is the importance of seeing people like you in a professional way, right? You don't even question it. It's a natural thing. And so when I started actuarial science, in fact, there were more women than men going into the profession. And I remember we were sharing the building with the student engineers, they were predominantly male. And, you know, I go back and think, you know, these are two similar careers in the sense that they're good for people who like math and want to use math practically. So why was the gender mix so different, right? If you were to ask me right now, I just say that I think we just know what's better, right? And I think this is a very good profession for women. We have the skills for it, problem solving, innovating, multitasking. So I totally encourage the female students that like math to pursue the profession.
What advice would you give to a young person? It sounds like you talk to a lot of them, right? Especially through your work with OLA, that is interested in becoming an actuary.
Yes, if for the young people that like math, that are good on solving problems, like helping people, job security, I'd say, go for it. It is a great profession. I thoroughly enjoy it, but it's not all about math. Nowadays, you need to work on your soft skills, your presentation skills, your communication skills. Look for internships early. Start taking exams early, and network if you can, participate in extracurricular activities. When I was in my second year at university, I ran for student council president, and somehow I won. And it's been one of the greatest experiences, right? Because I met students from other professions, say medicine, law, business, and I was able to broaden my vision, gain confidence, get experiences that I wouldn't have otherwise gotten. And I also made friends for life. And so if you're Latino, join the OLA community. We would love you to join the community and help you become an actuary.
That's great. Adelaida, thank you so much for sharing your perspective on all of your work and your volunteer efforts. I know that volunteering has been one of the highlights of my professional career so far, and it sounds like it's really made an impact on you too. So I guess I would just say to everyone out there, there are a lot of opportunities. There's plenty of places to plug in, and really just once you start, I think the ball just keeps rolling. So check out the Organization of Latino Actuaries, check out the SOA database of volunteer opportunities, and we hope that if you're not already plugged in, you can get even more plugged in. So thank you so much again, and have a great day.
Thank you, Amanda, and thank you to the SOA for having me.